Hello, welcome to another talk on money, business, and investment. My name is Jose. I'm the founder of the company and brand here at Master Investor. Ensure to subscribe and turn on the notifications so that you know when we go live and upload valuable talk on finances that can literally change our wealth forever. Remember, wealth is measured in time and with a combination of positive cash flow, but it's the freedom that we have. How much time can we go without working and still be able to maintain and thrive with the lifestyle that we like to have? Everybody's wealth number is different. It all depends on our standard of living, what we would like to have out of this life. What is the ideal scene? How much is that worth per month? And now we need to figure out how many years can we go with that. That's why our rule number one in our community here at Master Investor is that we work to build passive income and multiply money, right? And it could be in the form of debt. Multiply money into sound investing, right? With sound investing, meaning that we are constantly putting money to work, including our profits. As we get profits from our businesses, those profits will have to be reinvested. Back into our assets column so that we can increase our bottom line, or also known as the passive income, right, that we have. What is the passive income total? And we will be able to see that on our financial statement. A lot of people have never looked at their own personal financial statement. In fact, when you get our ebook, How to Build Cash Flow with the Internet, Turn Passive Income On, you'll be able to have access to additional assets that come with the ebook, okay? And one of those assets is a financial statement that we can download into Excel. Once it's there, we will update it as we move forward and we accumulate assets that are producing positive cash flow and sometimes capital gains income. As we know, those are the two types of income that exist when it comes to investing, and out of passive income, depending on the asset class that exists or that we're investing in, rather, such as real estate. Then we can get something that is called phantom cash flow, which is derived from a sounding real estate property that's creating passive income. And phantom cash flow, what it really means is just a fancy word for the demonstration of how income can show up somewhere else within the asset, such as through taxes, through appreciation and depreciation, and other advanced strategies that we cover inside of our ebook, How to Build Cash Flow with the Internet. Make sure you go get it, because it literally can take us from $0 to $1 million per year on cash flow. That means $83,000 per month, $2,700 per day, $115 per hour, $1.97 per minute the entire year. That's supposed to be our cash flow, our bottom line, our positive cash flow after all expenses are paid, or our passive income. Every day, every minute needs to be at least $1.90 in order for us to hit $1 million in positive cash flow. Not in revenue, in positive cash flow. That's what we keep. And we're gonna multiply that. We're gonna have a strategy that we're going to implement to ensure that that capital is multiplying. Because remember, we have to go back to rule number one in our community, which is that we work to build passive income and multiply money, whether it's through a loan, right? If it could be a credit that we got, debt, a loan, or it could be our profit. And we're gonna multiply money through sound investing. And it takes the ability to read financial statements and improving them. That's why the first step is to improve our personal financial statement. That's why we put one inside of our digital course, How to Build Cash Flow with the Internet. By the way, when we get in today, now we will be grandfathered in for any additional asset that we add in there. And regardless of how much the digital course will be worth in the future, we will always have access to the assets that we add after we get in. So it's a win-win partnership, invest in financial education. That is the best investment we can make, because literally knowledge is a new money. And as we know, 1971, August 15, President Nixon separated the gold standard from the US dollar. From that point forward, money became monopoly money, fiat money. An idea backed up by confidence. So what we have to do now is play with the new rules of money. That's why we created the 10 new rules of money. Make sure you go get that right now. Click the link in the description. Join our community here at Master Investor. Our mission is to elevate the financial well-being of humanity through high-quality financial education. Made simple, we're looking for opportunities to build passive income and true wealth. We are more than investment and capital management company. We are the authentic brand of money, business, and investing. Rest assured that we will provide the updated rules of money constantly as we move forward in this fast information age. Is literally the best times to be living in history, because everybody has access to the information, so we can sell worldwide at the same time. Think about that. Even people from other countries can do business in this country, in America, right? Because of the internet. So everybody has a chance to the American dream. That's the point. As long as we prepare and we train ourselves through financial education. It's not easy, but it's simple. As long as we understand that it's going to take commitment and it's going to take dedication that we have to put up every single day. It's not other way around. But we need to understand how to build assets, and the only way to do that is through understanding how to raise capital, because that's the job number one of a wealthy entrepreneur, is to learn how to get everything for free, not to work hard. A true investor works less and less to make more and more. We explain inside of our digital course, How to Build Cash Flow with the Internet, how to put a system together that has systems that is literally printing us money on autopilot. Think about that for a second. Think about waking up and having money in the account because we have a system of systems doing the selling and telling for us. Because we're feeling a need in the marketplace. We're looking for problems, so we're solving those problems. And we're doing that by using smart marketing or targeted marketing, understanding how to use the platforms such as Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, which is owned by Facebook, YouTube ads, Google ads, Pinterest ads, TikTok. So many ways that we can reach new markets and we can acquire new customer base as long as we are creating a brand. And remember, the wealthiest investors and the ones that we are helping people to become here inside of our community at Master Investor is the investors that knows how to build and create an investment, not just buying investments. There's a big difference between buying an investment and creating an investment, okay? I want to make that clear, okay? An average investor can buy investments, and sometimes those investments are not good investments. They're toxic. They're liabilities. Majority of people buy liabilities. In fact, that's why the SEC was created, Security Exchange Commissions, and it's there to protect the poor and the middle class from the worst investments, but at the same time, ironically as it sounds, it protects the poor and the middle class from the investments that are the ones that make the wealthy wealthier. And that's why one of the reasons why the wealthier becomes wealthier, because we have access to investments that other people do not have. The reason why is because they're not wealthy, they're not rich. You have to be rich in order to have access to these investments. And it is kind of, there's an irony, because it should not be like that, right? We would think that we can have access to the investments that make us wealthy, and the public can have those investments, but it's not like that. So, and I think it's good because it makes the person get financial education, and that's the most important thing, because once we have financial education, then we have control, which is priority when it comes to investing. We have to have control over everything. We cannot go without control. That's an average investor. An average investor invests without control. They give their money away to somebody else to do it for them. They talk to the broker. They have somebody else do it. The salesperson do it for them. They don't have any financial education, so they get scared and they feel better for somebody else to invest it in fake assets. And fake assets because they don't put any money into our pocket, right? If it's not putting any money into our pocket, then it's not an asset, it's a liability. A lot of people call 401ks, mutual funds, bonds, CDs, assets. Those are not assets, and they also call their own home an asset. If it's not putting money in their pocket, it's not an asset. Who's paying for the house? Who's paying for the mortgage? Mortgage comes from the word mortir. It's a French word, and ultimately comes from Latin, which means unto death. So the mortgage, when people call it, is the biggest investment, but who's paying for it? Remember, money's debt. So they have a mortgage, but who's paying for that mortgage? Good debt makes us money. So in other words, if I get put in that position, I will turn that into an asset immediately by renting the house to tourists. If it's a mansion, I'll rent it to tourists that come into town for short term. So we use platforms like Airbnb, and there are many platforms that can showcase the asset to others, and quickly we'll have positive cash flow coming in. And now we're using that to pay for the mortgage, and whatever's left is our positive cash flow. So that is good debt. It's making us money. There's a big difference. Okay, understand why financial education is important, because it gives us control, the power, leverage. The average investor lacks financial education. Make sure you click the link in the description. Go and get our ebooks. We also have a newsletter. Subscribe to the newsletter once you get to our website. And invest in financial education. And a year from now, that digital course will grow. We will add more assets, and any additional asset, like I said, we will have access to at no additional cost. So let's take action right now. Let's get in, because the knowledge that is found in those volumes are game changer for anyone that wishes to master the game of money in real life. We have the 10 new rules of money. We have how to build cash flow with the internet, turn passive income on, and how to invest in crypto to build wealth. We will be releasing our 4th ebook in the next month. Stay tuned. It's called How to Raise Capital to Build Wealth, because the job number one of an entrepreneur, like I mentioned, is to raise capital. And the number one skill that we must master is to sell without selling, using smart marketing and systems. Okay, now I want to also cover about systems, because a lot of people, they don't have processing. They don't have a processing system that takes a customer from point A, from the time that the customer gets to the website to the time the customer goes to pay and gets their product. We need to have a landing page. We need to explain to the customer the benefits. We need to make sure that we have a system that walks the customer on autopilot. A lot of people are missing the systems. So a business is a system of systems. Let's write that down to make sure that we have that understood. Okay, we cannot build a business without a system or systems, because otherwise it's not a business. It becomes the person becomes an employee of their own business. So they own a job basically. It's not a true business. We're supposed to detach ourselves from the business. So whatever idea that we have, we put it through the eye of the needle. We have to push that idea through that eye of the needle. If it can come through the other side without our ads being in the, because we can't go through the eye of the needle, right? We're too big. So we have to push that idea through. And if it can come out on the other side without ads and it still be functionable and it's solving a problem in the world, then that could be something that is profitable. And we need to take a look at the A integrities. We need to build a mission for it. We need to have a team in place. We need to have the leadership. We need to have the cash flow. We need to start raising capital, right? And we need to have communications, systems, legal, and product. So let's build product-based businesses so that we can detach ourselves from those businesses. And today we can use other people's businesses as leverage to create passive income, because they have products that they want to expand in the world. They want to get new customers, and they pay us X, Y, and Z to bring a sale. And as long as that customer continues to buy from them, we will continue to have a commission from that individual. So it can become a residual income type of profit when we are dealing with referral links, okay? To keep it simple. And there are many, just about every company in the world, they want to have people to bring them leads and true customers that are, and we just have to understand how to use these simple platforms that we're already using and monetize them, because we can send leads. We don't even need to sell the product ourselves. All we're doing is sending a lead to a link that they're giving us, and it's being tracked every sale that is, and sometimes they pay us for every click. For every click they give us $1, so they don't even have to purchase. So even creating $1.90, that takes us $1 million on positive cash flow, as long as we keep in mind that that's a profit. $1.90 per minute, every single minute of the day, 24 hours. That's $2,700, $2,700. That's about $83,000 per month, and that is $1 million in positive cash flow. So go get our ebook, because it's going to explain exactly how not to be an average investor, how to have financial education, and execute a plan that can take us to $1 million and more on positive cash flow. It's all about reaching financial freedom first, and that takes an understanding of where we are financially today. So the first thing we got to do is download the financial statement. It's one of the assets that you will find in a digital course, and fill it in and make sure that we're going back to it, because everything's going to be changing. We're going to be adjusting and improving our assets column in that financial statement, and every business or investment has a financial statement. And remember that ultimately when we invest in anything, in stocks, we're investing in a business. That's why it's important to understand how to build a business, because when we do that and we've created a business that millions of people, billions of people want to be part of, then we become ultra wealthy. Not many people get to plan and train to build a successful business. Here at Master Investor, we're going to help you understand how to do that, because it's critical. If we want to tap into the 1% of the population that controls 99% of the wealth, then make sure you go get our ebooks. Stay tuned, turn on the notifications. We're going to show you how to get everything for free in life, legally and ethically. It's too easy to get wealthy legally. There's no reason to do anything illegally and jeopardize the ultimate reward, which is total freedom. That's what wealth brings us. True wealth is freedom. We're going to show you how to make money while we're sleeping. We're going to show you how to work less and make more. That's the whole purpose of having financial education and having true businesses that are pumping positive cash flow into our pockets. We have pipelines going into our bank accounts from different businesses. Liabilities can turn into businesses as well, and can turn into assets as long as we apply financial education. Okay, so everything can become free, and it's not about shrinking expenses neither. It's about expanding. A true master investor understands how to utilize good expenses, and we're spending money constantly because our job is to multiply money. It's not to save money or shrink, it's to expand. And make sure that our surplus from any business is treated as a good expense, meaning that we're putting it into an asset that is going to produce more positive cash flow and sometimes capital gains income. And it does not take money to make money. It takes knowledge and financial education, and then we can raise capital. We don't have to have our own capital to invest. In fact, we always say be creative and if we have capital, let's use that to raise more capital before we kill our capital. Let's use that and go to a bank and get a credit card or something against that. Use that as collateral. We need to be smart when it comes to building wealth and not be average when it comes to money. Make sure that we are constantly studying something about money, expanding our vocabulary, be impeccable with our words. People can tell a lot when they hear us speak. Once we communicate in a room, people understand where we are going, where we are, and where we're coming from. So make sure that our vocabulary and the way we communicate is being worked on every single day. It's all about training. Okay, we're building true leaders in our community here at Master Investor. Wealth entrepreneurs and inside investors. It takes a lifetime commitment. Okay, that's something that I want to say right from the beginning. It's not something that we graduate from. Okay, like I said, everybody's wealth is different. Not everybody needs to make $1 million. A lot of people with $20,000 coming in every single month, they feel ultra wealthy. As long as they can do that for the next 100 years, then that's their wealth number, 100 years of wealth, because they don't have to work and worry about running out of money because they have assets that are producing positive cash flow and capital gains income into their pocket enough for 100 years to go and keep that lifestyle without shrinking. It's all about expanding and growing. So impeccable with our words. Don't take anything personal. It's all feedback. We have to have thick skin because in this world of information age, everybody has access to the phones, including people that have no manners per se. We don't know where their environment is from or where they were raised, right? So we need to understand that we may have a lot of feedback that we don't want to hear. And it's okay, just if it's negative, then it's just feedback. Positive is just feedback. That's it. Have a thick skin, it's important, right? So don't take anything personal. The next thing I want to say is don't make assumptions when it comes to investing. Let's ask and let's find out through due diligence. The second most important words in the business language are due diligence. And the number one most important words in the business language are cash flow. What is the cash flow of that business? Can we finance the entire deal? Can we raise the capital? We want to be wealthy because that's how we're going to have access to the best investments. Otherwise, the SEC will not allow, it's illegal to have the unprepared, which is the poor, the middle class, invest in the best investments that makes us ultra wealthy, high performing investments. And we usually get something that is a PPM or private placement memorandum, which is a business plan that details the liabilities and assets of the business, the risk. And there's a higher risk, but a true master investor takes risks. If there's no risk, there's not money involved, not any good money that we want to have. We want to have the highest return on investment. We want to control the investment. We want to go into it with Insurance. We don't invest without insurance. Even when we lose, we win because we have insurance. Ethically, of course. So make sure that we step away from being average when it comes to money and investing. And the way to do that is through financial education. We have to understand how to put a business together, how to incorporate. We need to do the boring things. Talk about taxes a little bit, understand how to do bookkeeping, because we have to have a bookkeeper in place. So we need to talk to our bookkeeper. We need to give that to our CPA. We need to have a tax strategy. We're going to make more than $1 million in profits this year, and we need to have a plan for that money so that way we minimize taxes all the way to zero legally, because we're going to be investing and allocating that into real assets that our companies control 100%. We have to invest also in the right asset classes. We're going to focus. We're not just going to diversify in one asset class. We're going to focus in the asset class, and once that's successful, then we're going to bring that surplus or that cash flow or those profits into an asset class, a different asset class, to acquire a new asset that will bring in more positive cash flow, and maybe sometimes will bring in capital gains income. Okay, sometimes it will do that because not always we will have the opportunity to receive positive cash flow. However, we have advanced strategies that explains how to create positive cash flow or passive income with stocks and cryptocurrency. So let's learn everything that we must understand so that we can use the best strategies that are proven to work to create positive cash flow. Because rule number one is that we work to build passive income and multiply money through sound investing. And the message is not to be average and to take risk, calculated risk. With financial education, we can minimize and do risk management. We can minimize the risk. It's a calculated risk. We can minimize the fear or the fear, right? A lot of rookie investors, or not even rookie investors, financial illiterate people, the ones that lack financial education, they have capital, they don't know how to invest, so they have fear, and usually they are listening to the wrong people. So it's important that we get the right mentors. Make sure you click the link in the description, join our community. I hope that you enjoyed today's talk, and we're going to be doing this every single day, providing everyone with the good and bad news of money. We're going to understand the business principles that work in all economies. We're going to be talking about the history of money and why there's a lack of financial education in the school system, and that goes back to 1902, 1903. Rockefeller family, John D. Rockefeller, instilled a mission in the school system saying that all financial education must be taken out, and that there were going to be two types of people from school: the employee and the soldier. The soldier that defends the corporations of the wealthy, the governments, and the employee, the ones that work for the corporations of the wealthy. And they come out thinking they want to work. They want to be the CEO. They want to work up the corporate ladder. The CEO is not the highest position. We don't want to be the CEO of the company. We want to be the chairman of the company. That's the highest position, even above the board of directors. Okay, the CEO is an employee of the company. We are training to understand how to create investments, not just buy investments. And then once we create investments, we sell those investments to the public. There's a big difference. Okay? And that's how we become a master investor. The 3's of a master investor: number 1, financial education; number 2, financial experience; number 3, excess of cash flow. Thank you for having me today. I appreciate your time and business. Click the link. I'll see you inside of our inner circle. Stay extraordinary and wealthy. Leave a comment and follow us on all other social media platforms. Bye for now. And the message is not to be average when it comes to investing. Be extraordinary, and it takes financial education. All right, make sure you subscribe and turn on the notifications. Bye.